Switzerland and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
All right, sorry for that technical problem. And like I said, you are watching the Youth Bantaba show in our studios here on Gambian Talents TV, and I am your host, Aisa Tukuni. On today's Youth Bantaba show, I have a phenomenal young lady. She's a writer, of course, and also a poetess. And she's just amazing, you know. This girl is amazing.
I guess you are promoting me too much.
No, I am not.
Making me feel shy, you know.
No. So we will take our first bio break. When we come back, the Youth Bantaba continues with me today.
Thank you.
Meet this week's guest on the Youth Bantaba show. Saffiyah Joof is a poet and a writer. She is currently at American International University studying computer science. Miss Joof started writing at an early age and known for her determination and dedication.
Donald Pateko. Neka xale bu ndaw mu jël ko di ko tete mu nan ko ayo nene bari ya lonne lumba sila what goes around comes back around. The spirit embodied in his soul, pedaling with him in a yellow mimanke tonyati dima wa lo amot te neka suma góor orma dor ko ba pare di nan ko damala olu waduloma rusloma. To every woman who is content with her Lord Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him.
Saffiyah was among the team that represented Gambia in the 55th Olympic mathematics competition in 2014 South Africa. She is the first Gambian poet that delivered a poetry reading at President Barrow's inaugural day on 19th January 2022. Ms. Joof is the current president of Standstill Organization Gambia and the founder of Virtual Poetry Network and the host of Poetry TV show. This is Saffiyah Joof. All right, so right? You all know who is with me today in our studio as well, of course. It's a great pleasure, to share the same platform with her. I think this is the second time you're appearing on the Youth Bantaba show. So welcome on board.
I think this is the third time.
Ah, okay.
Because I can remember GTTV is the first the media outlet that have ever been sharing my work in particular. Yeah, so I'm super grateful.
Then family will have welcome.
I'm back to the family.
Yes, so
definitely.
You're back today. Now let's talk about Saffiyah in general.
Yes.
So I have, did a little bit of explanation or introduction in terms of my guest today.
Yes.
But yes, tell us who Saffiyah is.
Okay. Thank you, Aisa too. And I would say Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all viewers out there. Once again, it's a pleasure to sit here and have the same viewpoint with you towards Saffiyah and who is Saffiyah in that particular. I am, as they rightly published, a student of the American International University studying computer science, and I'm a businesswoman, a real estate agency owner. As young people who are into entrepreneurship, because I believe in Africa having something of their own. So I started, but then we wish for the best. And then again, I'm a poet, as rightly said, a writer of recent that published a book or yet to be published.
Sorry.
Yes, that is on the 5th, inshallah. Again, I'm an activist in a very positive way. That is, I'm here for the voiceless. And that means a lot to me. It doesn't matter that I have to be in any organization to do what I'm supposed to do as a young person. I believe that it's a time for Gambians to start listening to truth. And that means I have to speak. That's me.
Amazing. So you see, we've not in fact started yet. I started enjoying whatever she is saying right now.
MashaAllah, la
Yes,
quwwata illa billah.
we have seen Saffiyah
Yes.
being one of those young people out there who believes in their voices and they're speaking for the voiceless.
Yes.
And then impacting lives as well, because it is important.
True.
How is the journey like with you?
Very challenging because you'll be viewed by society in a different aspect. But what I believe is that once what I'm doing has no contradiction, like it has no specific, let's say, differ from what I believe in Islam, the principles and the conduct. Hence, I'm following those levels. I'm okay. And I'm not bothered with what society may think about me because I make sure the truth is something that I advocate for in whatever I'm doing. I think having the challenges, I'm saying, is a blessing because this is what can make me better. Yeah. So thank you for that.
Amazing. We've seen you as a young person venturing into, a field that not every young person can do it in terms of writing, in terms of public speaking.
Yes.
What inspired you, to be the person that you are today?
Well, we live in a very difficult society, and that means we lack people that will actually have that boldness to come out and speak on the truth. It's either we are affiliated to people to an extent that it tamper with our integrity in terms of speaking for the voiceless. And that being said, that we become biased in the things that we are portraying to the society. And again, we have so many intellectuals around us, but how many of them are honest to speak when it comes to truth? And that is not looking into favoritism or whatever it may be. And therefore I said, okay, hence Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have granted me this opportunity to be able to speak to people and they listened. Then that means I have to venture into this field and explore it into in a different format. But then I will not leave my Islam behind because it's very important in whatever you are doing as a woman, in particular a Muslim woman. When you're advocating for something, you have to make it in principles with your deen, because this is what can help you to progress as time goes on. Because if you left the deen behind, you're obviously going to fail over time. So I see that this is necessary for me to come in and put my voice on issues that are really necessary for society to gain something at least positive that all of us can benefit from it. It will not be an advocacy that will be partly beneficial or working for certain organizations to achieve your dreams or opportunities. But this is already made for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is to deliver the message as it's supposed to be. I think this helps.
You are relating Islam to whatever thing you're doing.
Yes, it's important. You cannot leave your religion behind. As a Muslim woman, I'm not talking about any other thing. As a Muslim woman, if you want your society to be a better society, you cannot leave that religion that Allah have perfected everything for you. Because if you do, you're going to doom it over time. It will not be progressive. Or if it is progressive, wherever you stand, if you explain your stories to people, they first have to cry in order to understand what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that.
Thank you.
So we've seen you went to South Africa to represent the Gambia. That is in 2014.
Yeah.
In a mathematics
Competition.
competition. Yes. So tell us more about that and the experience as well.
It was a great experience as a young girl who was just 17 at that time. Um, I think it's deemed necessary for us to have such kind of even initiative in the Gambia that is giving out opportunities to young people to go and explore outside, like the lack of the robotic, organizers, team. I like that because this will increase your level of capacity of thinking, analyzing, and at the same time, experience as a whole. Because that interaction alone, don't take it as a minor. It's something that is going to be a great impact. And I've learned enough within that short period of time that we have been to South Africa to represent our country as the only female among the whole lot of 6 men. So it was a great experience. And when I came back and I said, yeah, I think it's high time women to see things differently. Though I was into mathematics and later changed into what I am today. So that means it's a change in my level of thinking. And maybe that travel makes me where I am today. So it inspired me even to go further to study French because we had a very interesting experience seeing French, countries. Yeah, they want to be friended with us, want to speak to us, and we were not able to speak with them. Yes.
Yeah.
So it was nice, a great experience that later changed all of us in one way or the other. So thank you for that.
I mean, you've made mention of you being the only female.
Yes.
Among all the.
Honestly, it was 6 of us.
Six
So
of
I
us.
was the only female.
And it's mass, of course, and a lot of us out here,
Yes.
find it very difficult in terms of
Mathematics.
Yes, in terms of coping with maths. How is it possible for you?
Well, as a young girl, I got the opportunity from the family taking me to good schools, to learn and get the better background of education. I can say I was lucky for that part. And it's an interesting story because at primary level, my mom tests us. She's really concerned when it comes to education. Yes. She will tell you cannot have anything if you left your education behind. So that is something that is always knocking in my head wherever I am. So my mom examined us in me and my younger brother, and she was really sad on that day and called my elder sister Mariam and say, "Come and test them." I mean, they cannot do nothing. I mean, even in calculations, Saffiyah don't know how to calculate. And after that testing, my mom decided that they're going to change us, from the school that we were. It was a public school. And this is why I'm really concerned about governments to work on public schools, because if you are a parent who is underprivileged, let's say, you cannot afford certain amount of money that can push the child into another level. What will happen then? There will be a bigger problem for that child. Even when it comes to my way of reading was a problem. I can top the class, yes, at that time, very young, but yet still, with the way my mom wants things to be, it couldn't. We went straight to Deeper Life Primary and Upper Basic School, registered us, we took the exams, and I passed it. And they enrolled us. And Alhamdulillah, I was given a very good teacher called Auntie Bola. She's always with me. And she told me my first aggregate at that time, in class for primary 5, I can do my primary 5 for, was like only 3 people. Only 3 people in that private class that have actually, I can say, lead. So it's like
your mom didn't
start to last. Now listen, very interesting. The second time came, this woman handled me. I couldn't play. I couldn't get all the access to all the things I was doing in public schools. I came third in that class. And yeah, I have colleagues and students that I've been to school with. They know. we came to the third term. I happened to come closer, and that is second. And my best friend was the one that was, next to me. So it was a huge, massive improvement. My mom couldn't believe it.
Then she
And
did,
that's where
she
she
did the
said,
right thing.
yeah, every day we have to practice. It doesn't matter. Maths, we have to practice every day because the moment you distance yourself from mathematics, then the whole of it, you're going to forget it. It's just like Quran. If you're not reading every day, you're going to have problem at the end of the day. Alhamdulillah, we passed through, and then I told my mom I'm really comfortable with the school and I will continue, and we have a maths teacher, very, very, very good, Sharif. I can still remember him. He said to me, you are not going to have the opportunity of, doing what other students are going to do. He point me out and tell me you are a special child, but now you wouldn't know what I've seen in you. So the thing is, you have to focus and remove all the unnecessary things that the students are engaging in. It was really tough for me in the beginning, but alhamdulillah, I decided to adopt that, and he trained us. That's where we qualified to go to the upper basic school from the same school I'm in, the private school, and eventually in grade 8, 9, then we were selected as two of the best students inside the school and qualified to go to South Africa. Yeah, that's how it really happened. I mean, he built the foundation I have in mathematics. Mr. Sharif is somebody that I can't pay him.
I think we all need that Mr. Sherry.
Definitely, he's exceptional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've seen you went to the Poetry Slam.
Yeah.
And compete with, young, amazing
Poets.
And, who are actually doing amazing work in terms of national development and other things as well. The likes of Omar Champion Cham, Aliou Cisse.
Yeah.
So how's the experience?
Gay. I like him for that. I'm not gay. So it was a great experience. Remember, then we used to come here to do the practical aspect when it comes to rehearsal itself. And at the time, our brains was, we were so young, but alhamdulillah, we learned a lot of things within the short period of time. So that's why I'm going to empower GTTV to push on what they're doing, because it's a place that I've found different youths interact with them, see the kind of potentials that was in them. And I learned some few things from them. I don't know whether they too did with me, but then I've learned a lot.
I mean, the slogan of Ham Hamlet, it still exists in this institution.
Yes. I was really pleased with that. And it was a great experience working with different kind of youths, interacting up to the stage of going into that competition, organized by Fatima Maloshi, and having those beautiful judges too, handsome ones. Yeah, they set a good track to us, because knowing your punctuation, stopping point, low, high, how will you have to take the words in and out, because some words are heavy, some have to come from the mouth, nose. So all these things you have to understand in the point of poetry. Okay, you can be gifted in writing and you don't know how to deliver your message. That also is a problem sometimes with poets. You can also be gifted in delivering your message, but you're not gifted when it comes to creativity. So in order for you to make these two, I practice poetry every day.
Every day.
Yes. And this was something given to me by TM. He's a great guy. He's in the Gambia right now. And if he's watching, I'm going to tell him, again, thank you for everything. Because he left everything that he was doing when he had my first, published video that I did online. And, we went to my cousin, contact him, do all effort, try to meet up with me and upgrade the system that I supposed to follow, and told me, those words are still kicking. Don't be afraid of anything because you have a weapon in your hand. Use it carefully. And that's what I will use for the rest of my life.
What does it take to be a poet or a poetess? Because I know a lot of young people are watching.
Yes.
The likes of Khadija Joof.
Oh, mashallah.
She's the youngest author in the Gambia currently.
Okay,
I know
that's nice.
She wanted to meet you, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. Khadija, when you're watching us, I'm saying after the show, you can link me up. You can talk, inshallah. I'm open. My doors are open
I'll
because
facilitate that.
yes. That's amazing. Having to go through certain procedures and then you realize that each and everyone have a special. Some can be that side people, and you cannot speak in public the way you want to express yourself. You cannot do that, and you find some students sometimes that can be very bold and brave. I think this is part of. First of all, this is part of my genes. So if you know my background, you dig deeper, you will understand that my great grandfathers were writers. And they did great things in Africa, which I'm going to put aside. So I'm going to keep that. And because my mom explained certain scenarios to me that I know that, okay, this is directly in the genes. So coming down to what it is supposed to be, that is the poetry aspect, to understand word per word and all, is with the help of the Quran. Because when I go through my Quran and look at the way Allah communicate to people, it's fascinating. Because poetry itself, I mean, before the Arabs were doing it, that's what their engagements, okay? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought the ayahs, one after the other, when they heard of it, they were like, whoa, we have never heard of this in our life. Because they thought that they were the best of people at that time when it comes to poetry as a whole. Coming up to see how Allah will fashion his statements, the wordings is amazing. And in as much as I can, I try to be very creative. Because if you are not creative, you will not be able to do what you want. So you need to be very, very. I guess they said our IQs are not far. So the IQ have to be, that high, and you have to think beyond. Okay, you have to be very good at critical thinking as well. So at school too, I have teachers that help me in terms of my English. Mr. Sano, he really focused on developing your critical thinking. And that is think out of what everybody taught and come up to be different. And that's where the uniqueness is. I think this helped.
I think it's all about having people that will guide you along the way.
Of course, you must. Yeah. As a child, if you want to become something and you want to be very powerful and unique inside that, you need guidance. If you don't have the proper people around you, they're going to coach you wrongly. And that's why I said I cannot, certain individuals, I can never, never, ever forget them because they pass through that. They make sure that that head has been impacted with something fruitful. So today.
I mean, I've seen some of your engagements on social media, and then you're engaging yourself and having that interactions with great people, great minds, of course, the likes of Sabali, the likes of Melvin Roberts, Sehu Jang. These are young people that are, amazingly doing well in different sectors. You've mentioned Mohamed Sabali being, one of your inspirations in terms of, writing.
Yeah, that's like, to cut the long story short. When I first met Sabali at Observer Light, I came inside, greeted him, he looked at me, and first, cracked jokes as usual. And I'm like, I've been watching you over TV, and I want to be like you when I become, And he laughed. He told me, if you want to be that, then you have to work hard. But he told me, what I can do for you is, the Observer Life has a portion that is the published poetry poems. So you got to make sure that every week you send me something. So work on that. That's how the whole thing became, a reality today, what it is. And I went home, I took his email. Whenever I write something, I will send it to him. He will look at it and tell me with time I will edit it and then post it. And then later he will tell me, you can come to the office and pick a copy. And I will go to the office, pick a copy and come and look at it again. That was 7 years ago, And Alhamdulillah, through that 1 year, I started knowing who I am and try to work on improving that Safi. Okay, coming up to what it is today, he played a great role in it. So he is my favorite Gambian writer. I think from him you will get Alaji Yorojalo. Yeah, he's a great mentor too. And he's been, sending me books all the way from America, to learn again some part of poetry techniques. So not everything you give up.
Amazing. So you're still watching the Youth Bantaba show live in our studios on Gambian Talents TV. And today I have the amazing Saffiyah Joof with me in our studios. And yes, so that is it to you all that are watching. Saffiyah is about to have a book launching, but we will come to that because we have, some other things that we need to discuss before I gave her the chance to actually talk about her upcoming event and the day it's going to happen and which time and the place as well.
Yeah.
So we've seen you, at President Barrow's inaugural ceremony.
Okay.
Which was held in some time ago in January
19.
And yes, and you read a fascinating poem there. How was it like, for the first time? Being in the midst of other head of states, because we have a lot of heads of states that we are in the country to witness that historic day. How was it like? And the feeling, of course.
Goosebump.
I know, right? Were you nervous before?
A little bit, because I've been trained enough when it comes to public speaking, and that's never my problem, inshallah. I guess I have good trainees, so they work on that. Being in that platform, first of all, is like, what am I going to tell them in return? Whether when I deliver it, they will like it. How is the message going to be? So many people were thinking that I'll come to that platform or the podium and start praising the president and be like a griot to him. But I'm not born for that. I definitely want to look at our society critically, what the conditions that we are, going through, and make sure that I put it across for him. Because this is the only way the leaders can respect us. It's not about you coming to tell your leader, you're a great man. Yes, when he did something great, you have to applaud him for that. But looking at it at the greater interest of the country, you need to speak truth to your leader. And it doesn't matter who that person is. So do it then with respect. Because this is the only way the person can sit and listen to your message. Do not insult, do not be indisciplined. You have to show that individual that you really need this. Your people really need this. And that means a change of mind critically, conditions, situations, everything. And I wrote that poem 3 nights.
Amazing.
Yes, because I have to make sure I research what is the Gambian problems of today. What are we facing? What are the difficulties that we are having in terms of health, in terms of our taxi drivers at that time, and still now with the fuel fluctuation price that is never stable. And we have I've mentioned of the healthcare system.
Right.
Okay, now Gambia is not much into agriculture, let's say. So I made some fascinating points that you can read and definitely relate that year, because it's a reminder for the president. It doesn't look like he doesn't know, but it's a reminder that this is what you owe to your people. And you'll be questioned on the day of judgment, that how do you rule your people? When you rule them, what happened? And so many people miss this point because they thought that we will go to the hereafter and God will tell everybody, go to Jannah. Is in the arms of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't know. But as far as we are concerned, what is in the Quran, what He has actually instructed us, what I saw there is we are going to be questioned in our everyday dealings with people. You and your Lord, halas. But then you and the people is a mandate.
Right.
You spoke to them.
Even between a parent and
Yes.
their children, there will be accountability.
That's why you have to be very careful in that aspect, because that's what everything is in placed. So I came up with a poem. I write it, deliver it. Maybe the way I wanted it to be didn't fall out, it fall out, I can say, but it was a great feeling.
How was
Yes.
the response like, after the event?
Positive.
Because I've seen a lot of
I-
people were congratulating you on social
Yes,
all over social
indeed,
media.
indeed.
Yeah.
And I can tell you the president office did very well, because they invited me and to make sure that the poem is heard. That alone shows you that they are concerned about it. So it was a great feeling to have the likes of Fatu Jan, Soul, and Leo, pushing it that this poem have to be read. And it was a success. Alhamdulillah, that's what I can say. A lot of project that came along through that process. So thank you for that.
Right. So you've made mention of having an organization, standstill organization. Tell us more about the organization and some of the things that they do.
Okay, the Gambia Standstill, which we are working towards changing the name because of the household name Gambia. They advise us it's only the government that can hold that name. Yes, so we need to change it. So we're changing it to Standstill Gambia organization. It came of recent because of the issues we have in our country when it comes to what we are facing right now. And we all know that. And it struck me as a young person that I'm focusing more on writing. Why not I create something that we the youths can come together and look for a better solution towards the Gambia, and maybe add our voice on certain things that definitely if the president have to watch out and out of it, I mean, he will work towards achieving those things for the youths. And then we sat together, had a meeting. I draw up the constitutions, coming down with them, we discuss in details. They said, no, you have to be the president. It was a hectic thing. So I have to say, no, they said, no, they pushed it. I said, okay, no problem. So Alhamdulillah, it's an organization that is going to focus on civic education. Because we sat and look at Gambia as a whole. What is the problem when it comes to the youth aspect? We need to open the minds of the people to understand what they have, what they need to do, and which direction do you want to take your country as a youth? So we have different aspects that we need to work in. Because the development of a country also helps in the minds of the individuals. Are the people thinking in the same direction, in the same interest? Then this will push the government to do better. But if the minds are dull, if the minds don't understand what they really need, with time, it will be difficult for us to see the light. Because the moment somebody speak, you're going to think like, he's an enemy to the state or she's an enemy to the state, which is not. I mean, that's not how things work. So we need to learn our country, understand these conditions, and see where the problem is and fix that. Then we move forward as one people and see what is in the interest of the Gambians that we need to go in for. Yeah.
I mean, you've made mention of empowering young people, having a sense of direction.
Yes, it's important.
And the young people of this country constitute over 60% of the country's population,
Yes.
which is huge.
And it's marking a lot when it
Yes.
comes to the ballot box.
Exactly. And still, there is nothing more giving to the youth in terms of representation, in terms of empowerment. What do you think that the government of the day do in terms of, helping and empowering young people in different sectors? Because when we talk about skill, it's important. Innovations, agriculture, health, it is important.
Very important.
Yeah.
And these are key in every government. If you want to be successful, if you fail towards these areas, it will be difficult for you to pick up. So if you are wise enough and know what you're doing, you need to question the people that are around you. They are surrounding. That can tell well about your leadership and how you're going to take it to another level. And you need to make sure that you review your system continuously. It's not like a Saffiyah that is sitting here just talking. This is a real work. Yeah. That you need to put and follow up with serious and intelligent people that can help you to pick it up. So if you have the people, if you have people that don't understand about government and how government works, most of the time you will experience a bigger mistake. Because the people that's supposed to direct you, if they don't have that enough experience and knowledge towards government, what will happen? It's just like today, I read about a leadership quotation from, is a quote from one of the famous, is it SMD? Is an institution. The guy is a CEO. That is Mr. Dabo. He explained something about leadership that is key. He said, for example, when you are with people and you decided, let's say, tap somebody on the shoulder and you push that person forward. The moment you push that person, you as the person that is the leader, you're going to follow, right? So the more you push the person forward, the person is going to follow. So if you create that leadership quality in between you and that person, what will happen? You will not follow because with time you will follow, right? So he was teaching, a technicality of it, which was captivating. And today we can use it, to benefit something out of it. So it's important as a leader, you have the steering wheel. Steer it so that the people around will have that sober mind to come forward.
Right.
But then if you are with people who are actually afraid of you, I can say, to tell you, hello, sir, you are not on the right track. Or hello, madam, this is not the way. What will happen? I'm securing my job for you. It's just like an experience I had with my CEO on certain things before I, established something of my own to work on that. There are certain things I've seen in Gambian, attitude. Not everybody, some, few. But that is a damage because one spoiled tomato spoiled the whole entire bag. So we need to change that attitude. And that is, if you are my CEO or you are somebody who is my leader in an organization or anywhere, it is your qualifications and your knowledge that took you there. And then Allah giving you that opportunity. In that case, you don't have to be scared of the person that employed you. when you understand that what the person is doing is not in line or is not correct, and definitely is not in the ethics of our work, stand up, speak about it. And this is the problem I always face in anywhere I worked, because I will tell you the truth. It does not matter how old you are to me. I will tell you in a very respectful way. That is definitely you have done this, or I make it in a report form. I write my report and send it to you and show you where we need to tick our pens and change that. But majority of us are afraid when it comes to that part. It's like, oh, Saffiyah, don't, because you know your job. They la daha. This is the thing. And that went to an extent that dañoo gis kenn si office bi ko toroxal ñëpp noppi. Kenn du wax because yaa ngi afraid. Wow, suma complain suma boss mun na ma daha. Na la daha nga pare nga am better job. I've done it. My bike company, my BEMS company, I have a better job, well paid, higher position. And I walk down to that office again. I make a difference. Yeah. So that's the mentality I have. I don't know of other people, but this is something, a key that I want people to put at the back of their mind. That job is given to you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Through what? Through the efforts you are doing in your life. Because, as a human being, you cannot just sit like that and relax and ask, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant you. But then you have to make effort, then Allah will facilitate it and make it easy for you. When it comes to that aspect, I'm key in that. That is, once you employed me, give me my code of conduct and policies, I'm done. Whenever things are not going right, I'll come to you and tell you. But how many of us are doing it with our leaders? Rather than coming in the morning, tap your shoulder, hey, Isa too, you looking beautiful. You understand?
Yeah.
And then I will see how I can wrap you, talk to you nicely for you not to fire me. Or I talk to you about certain stuff. They said, Saffiyah to want to disturb me. You know what? I'm going to fire her. You fire me, I go to another place. But then, truth. Work with your sweat. Truth is very important.
My boss is one key example when it comes to that.
Wow, mashallah.
Pa Usman will tell you, I have an open door policy.
Yes.
You can point out whatever I do, and you know that it is wrong, and say, hey, you know what? It is wrong.
Yes.
That's how we operate in this institution.
That's amazing. And this is the way you can create positivity within the organization. Because you cannot say you as a leader, you are the only one who will give that commander, and nobody can challenge you. When the staff see you, saw you at a distance, they have to run. Everybody goes to your office and says, oh, suma boss mgenyo.
No,
so you cannot tell your boss the truth.
I think a lot of attitude did not change as well. It's important.
We need to work as a society and improve on that.
Brings me back to my question
that
I wanted to ask, which is, you've made mention of leaders being honest. And also you're just mentioning in terms of attitude did not change.
Yes.
Towards our individual businesses and the nation, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen, the 69 children that just passed away due to acute injury, kidney. And a lot of people point out the negligence of the Ministry of Health, of course, and people being greedy in terms of finding money, even though they're being paid with taxpayers' money. What's your overall,
It's sad.
Yeah.
And it's not honesty, because what even first struck me, that is, why Gambia? Why Gambia alone? Other countries don't. So that means our system have a problem. So how are we going to mend that problem? It's the current government that have to work on that and make sure that it's facilitated. Because people vote for you because of something. And what is that? If that vote that we did actually collectively, and we are not seeing the impact into the society, rather than catastrophic and bomb cells, we'll be scared.
when the president did his nation address, a lot of Gambians, expressed their disappointment.
No, for me,
Yeah,
this is not about politics. This is about just
Gambia.
giving a good accountability towards what I saw in my country without any bias, without any affiliation.
Right.
Yes. And that means the speech is good, but some part of the speech was questioned
Right.
in bracket column. Semicolon. So I guess people, as I said, surrounding him have to,
His circle.
yes, they have to do extra. They have to be really honest to him and give him what he deserves. It's very important. Because if you have somebody who is willing, who have Gambia, because one thing, when the moment you step into contest for election in this country, I know that you have Gambia at heart, but then I don't know how you're gonna push that and make it a reality. But it's a dream for everybody.
Right.
Yes, and that means the people I am saying, the people beside him, they have to do extra mile to push him to reach to his dream. Because it's a collective responsibility. If he fail, all of them fail.
Right.
Yes, all of them that are around him failed. So do you think I will trust that group to rule me next 5 years? That's the question mark. And I'm gonna give that back to the Gambians because they know what they have. So in order for you to change their mindsets towards that, you need to make effort now. Now is the time. You don't have time to wait. Let's say in the closer range of election again, you want to detect your problems and order to try to fix.
solve, yeah.
It's going to be a big problem.
Indeed.
So this is the year for the government to prove to Gambians that this is the package we have for you people. And we're going to make sure that it is of reality. Now it's time for the president to see whether the team that he's with
Are with him or not?
are what you're not. Yeah. Today, if I come to your institution, I look at your staffs and everything, they are the what? They are the engineers to that system. So if you fail, I'm going to mention your organizations. Yes, you fail as a leader. But then everybody around you, 999, I cannot work with them next time because I already have the feeling that, yeah, they misled you. And that's why you cannot reach to your goal or your aims and objectives to where it is. We are just talking honest discussions, right?
Right.
No beating around the bush.
Right.
Thank you for
Spit
that.
it out. Spit it out. We've seen after the inauguration of the president, he made a cabinet reshuffle.
Yeah.
Bringing in a new vice president, fixing in
Good team, I can say.
I think
Gambian hail for that. We
yes,
willed.
indeed.
I mean,
But within few months along the line, things started not looking good at all on the side of the government,
yes.
and as well as on the side of the citizens. Because if we actually registered 69 deaths due to negligence, and
that's catastrophic as a country.
And the living condition in terms of food commodities, fuel scarcity, what do you think that the government needs to step it up in terms of giving it back, delivering to the expectations of Gambians after voted in the government of Adam Abad? And well, of course, young people played a very key role
in it
in this past
election.
Yes.
Okay. I started reading about government of recent. So I'm not yet deep into it. So I don't like talking about things that I have no knowledge about. But I will just brush it.
Right.
You set up a team that you have believe and trust in them, that they will work in the interest of the nation. You can have that heart, but is the team having that heart to deliver to expectation? So if you see any loophole within the system that is getting out of hand, you need to sit at the government and talk to them. Do your indoor meeting collectively and find out what's the problem. If it's necessary, set up a team to investigate that particular department, to know what actually is going on in this department, whether what the minister is delivering to the government is it in accordance, is it correct? Because through this you can find the problems. Then draw up solutions to those problems. So if you see your people are hailing and wailing towards a system or a particular department, it is your responsibility to step up and actually look into it properly and find solutions as quick as possible and fix that. Yeah, so that's the answer I have.
Amazing. So just to remind you viewers that you're still watching the Youth Bantaba show live in our studios. With me today, I have Miss Saffiyah Joof. Miss Saffiyah Joof is a poet and, well, of course, a writer who is about to launch her book.
Yeah.
And we are about to talk about that.
Interesting.
Yes. I know you're super excited,
It's a great feeling.
Yes.
Yeah. Over 2 years of work. And finally, you want to give it out to the people to go through it,
Yeah, I can remember the last time you were here, and you made mention of you are.
And that was
that was exactly 2 years ago.
And I told you I have about 75 poems.
Right, you did.
And I'm working on to see how best I can publish them. And within the year, I was able to acquire now up to, let's say, 112 poems, because you have to bring standard in what you're doing.
Right.
You have to be unique. How can you achieve that? Is by checking in the work that you're going to give to the society, whether this thing is of benefit or not. One way or the other, I'm always down as somebody who is controversial, which is not me. Maybe I'm just straight in the things that I'm saying. Yeah. That makes me different from others.
Before we talk about the book, something came up on my mind right now.
Okay.
Which is the release of Bob. You.
Bob Keita.
Yes, you're one of those.
The pianos.
Yes. Since on the onset, you in fact disagree with most of these female activists.
Yes.
I've seen they have throw words at you, they try by all means possible just to break you.
Yes.
But you still keep on fighting with these people. What's up with that?
Okay. I would not call it fighting.
Yeah.
I would say more of engage with them, It's a matter of when I counter certain things, it's not like I have differences, like passionate differences with a person or all that. No. I can see you the next minute and talk to you in a very nice way, in a very fascinating way. Because, we need to learn from each other's mistakes. And maybe somebody you have your opinion. You owe your opinion. So therefore, I cannot come and say, I said to what you said, it's not correct. So by force, you have to do it. But then I can tell you, I said to you, maybe you have an error in what you said. So I bring in an idea that can give you light towards that. So that's what happened. Alhamdulillah is a big victory. Because I can imagine if things could have gone south, what will happen? And that means truth. In anything you're doing, I said it, I start with it.
Yeah.
Truth is very important. Even if that means it has to go against you and your feelings, truth. Because that's what is going to last. It doesn't, let it take billions of years. But at the end of the day, the truth will prevail. That's why I don't want to get myself into things that I know that this is not truthful. This is not in accordance with my deen. I decided to let go. Anything I know that, okay, this is something really critical and I look at it into my basic of beliefs that is not in line in what I believe, I decided to distance myself from it and keep quiet towards it, because this is what we are being taught as Muslims. you have to follow principles. You need to know where to put your mouth on certain issues, when to talk. It's very important to know. When the saga started, I never talk about it. I never wrote anything towards Bob Getter. And on the recent years, as the case went further, I decided to reach out to some of his friends. I sat with them. They show me evidence. They show me things that people out there haven't yet understand. And I tell them, by all means, I cannot sit and watch this happen. And it doesn't matter what amount it's going to cost into my poetry legacy. I'm going to do it because as poets, I'm always advised by my mentors that you have to distance yourself from anything that is political. You have to distance yourself from anything that is involving law in a sense that legal matters. So because that side is a special side for certain range for you to touch. And it went further to an extent that I see the guy needs us. And it doesn't matter how much it's gonna cost us. I have to speak. And I made it public on my page. I said, henceforth, I'm gonna stand out for him. Yeah, by all means. And yes, I have some friends, they will text me, Sophia, talk about certain things. This case is critical. You don't know yet what will happen. I said to them, what I feel towards this issue, when I listen to it very carefully, my conclusion is the boy is innocent. But I cannot bring that out to the public, okay? Because you have to go with your mind. He's been faced by different individuals, so that they can destroy him. So, Alhamdulillah, with Allah's guidance, that I can say, because if I was listening to certain individuals, I would have backed off. But I say no. Hence, the story is not making sense to me. I will never accept. And I push for the justice for Bob with other colleagues. I can say they are up to a standard of my parent, sister, I have to thank them. Ajifanta, a very good lady. Coming down to say to the likes of Melvin Roberts. He played a key role in this by giving legal analysis to the public to understand what the law said about everything that is going on. So that really helps. Again, you have Sekou Chang and other people like, I'm forgetting his name. He's also a nice guy. So we move as a big force on the internet and make sure that our voice is heard from every corner of this country. And yeah, we did it.
Right.
So it was an amazing feeling. MashaAllah, la quwwata illa billah, that's what I would say.
Yesterday, the videos.
I didn't even see it. I was like, I came into the studio and saw, the picture. I was like, what? So they take me picture without me even realizing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now let's talk about your upcoming event.
Okay.
A lot of support has been showed on social media.
Mm-hmm.
People has already started buying your book. How is it like so far? Gambian supporting a Gambian thing.
Amazing. I can say, MashaAllah, la quwwata illa billah, for our start. To see this kind of a turnout, it was a surprise. Big one. Because I never thought of the book to be of such, having 350 now, sold out is something huge.
And your target is 500, right?
Yeah, and we're getting closer every day.
Indeed.
I mean, people are coming every day. Some even will message me and tell me, I send this into the account, don't tell anybody. I said, subhanallah. And I'm like, I don't know what to say to Gambians. It means they're listening, really. And they have been paying attention to my work. So that marked a lot in my life. And I will promise them that, inshallah, next year, I have some other spicy things to write about. No, I will not disclose that. Let's kill this one.
I am always curious.
No.
When you first publicly said you're about to launch your book, I reached out first. And I
Yes, I saw your message and I said, no, I'm not going to speak.
I tried to convince you as much as I can to be on the Youth Bantaba, but you said, no, I am working on some logistics and other stuff.
Yeah.
But inshallah, you'll be on my show.
And today I am.
Yes,
so it's
finally.
important. Yeah, it's important when you're doing something, when you're not ready, don't be shy away to tell the people that, okay, I'm not done with my work for now. When I'm done, I will definitely appear to the people and talk to them, because you cannot talk to people with an empty brain on you don't understand even your project and what you want to do.
Right.
So it's a problem. That's why when you push another media to also, they pushed Saffiyah, come. I said, no, I'm not ready. And the management I have, they are very secretive and they are pushing me in a very good directions. I shall never differ with them, because these are people that are very experienced. And they tell me, now is not the time. This is the time. I'm here. And today, I think you are enjoying what I'm saying. And you are learning, I'm learning as well from you. So that is something that I really care about.
I mean, you've titled the book under
The Spell of Poetry.
Why that?
It's a magic feeling. When I'm into it, I feel different. When I stick my pen on my paper, it means it have to rhythm to finish. So that's mean being in part of that cycle, I feel like I'm detached from everything that I'm doing. So that's why I said it's a spell. But when it comes to me, I feel that that's the only thing I'm going to do in my life. And my sister will be like, for the name, how it came about, she would come to my house and knock at my door and say, Saffiyah, I told you to go and do this and that for me, as younger sister. I was say, Mariam, I'm coming.
Then you're busy.
Mangi busy, mangi bina. Adiga mune ma, hamna na yangi bina til. Bul post Facebook tede. Subo ma mare. Why some again say, I'm under the spell of poetry. So I knew about it. And it was a surprising thing. Anyways, for her, even the book, she doesn't know that I was going to name it that. Because I keep my stuff before I published. Even my family members, they hardly know deep about the thing I'm going to do next minute. Because it's very good as a human being, the key things you need in your life and work towards that. And it doesn't matter how close you are to me. I don't have to deliver everything to you. But then when it's out, society picked it up and definitely is amazing. And Gambians, I can't thank them enough, because they are calling me from all over. And people are like, your book, we are waiting for it to be on Amazon. I said yes, because I discuss key. I can say it is the first time that we're going to have a book that you're going to see different faces of different political entity, but yet again with fact in every aspect of what I discussed. Yeah. And I put them together because that's my work. It's an anthology of poems. So it's a great feeling to have it, buy it for your child, and maybe can be inspired, because we have the likes of so many good public figures that our people need to know.
Right.
Yes, we need to put them in our books. We need to promote something African that is from your land. As society, if you want people outside to understand and respect you and your nation, you need to push what is in your nation first. Because I cannot write a poem that is going to touch another country when I don't know that country. It's Gambia I am, and it's Gambia I know. Taking ownership of your own, because the people outside can come and change it for you. It's you as an individual that can come and change your country. So it has to start now. And that's what I think I've delivered into the poem. Issues that touch, I can say, each and every one of us in our life. Like fake friends, me and you, I can say you and I experience that. We can talk about disappointment in love and everything. Some aspect in our life we have experienced it. Marriages,
Right.
when it comes to society, feminism, what means politics, come down to the people, the individuals, the public figures. So these are key that we need to look into. And when it comes to even love, what type of person? When it comes to, I even wrote a rape poem inside. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Respect her, no. So that is something I included. So my poem actually, people that are used to me knows how I emphasize on certain issues. So I decided to work hard and bring them together and make it a book. And then again, add in some public figures out of a lot and chose them for a purpose because of their role in the society.
Right.
You can disagree and agree with them, but they have actually played. They print some key elements in our system. And that means our society have to accept that. I can hate you. I don't hate, for example, but some people do hate. What I can do is I dislike your attitude, but I don't hate you.
Right.
And that means we can agree to disagree. You can see certain things in Safi and point it out. And I will come down to you and tell you, definitely Aishatu, you are right. I need to improve on this. Right. It doesn't mean Aishatu hate me. Aishatu want to correct me to become a better person. And that's what I'm playing in my poetry aspect. So if you read it at the end of the day, you might see yourself into it. Yes, in one way or the other. Or you may see even the people I talk about there, you have different, thoughts towards them. Yeah. But at the end of the day, these are things that you cannot take out of them, because if you go to them, you will find it in them. I think that's okay for people to come.
Yeah.
You have to read it, then you can understand.
With the brief explanation of what the book entails.
Yes.
So I will urge everyone, including myself, and also I am tasking my boss, Saffiyah Joof.
It's a good collection of poems.
Yes. So we also need the book in our studios as well.
Mashallah.
So I think now they're telling me it's time.
Okay, no problem.
So tell us.
Just to remind the public. That
there is a change of plans.
In the event, because on the first is a working class day, so we start at management, so it, shut it out, and alhamdulillah we're going to shift it to on the 5th. That is going to be Saturday, and it will be a chance for young people to come and watch, because there are poets that will perform, and then again some kind of inspiring night that you can actually go home with something, and then with the book. So try and buy the book, make the event special.
How many copies?
I told you the target is 500 copies, but now we have sold 350 copies.
Then you
Well, we will see. Pray for me. If things goes right,
you have a lot of
our plan
now.
Mashallah, la quwwata illa billah. It's a surprising thing. Anyway, when I spoke to them, especially the properties and other things like Get Finder, all of them, they are amazing individuals. Yeah, and we're gonna make sure that your company will be given that advert that is needed on that night. Yes, because it's a night of you're gonna see dignitaries coming in to watch and enjoy the day with us. Yeah, and the most important aspect is part of my poem. I guess that is something it's special, because I think being a writer, having that mind to bring them into my last page, and I will have the companies there for the world to see that, okay, these are the companies that sponsor this book. It's remarkable, because it's something that is going to be permanent. So inshallah, it will be on Amazon.
So who are the various speakers that will be gracing?
That will be disclosed on the day of the event.
It's secret. We always try to have that push and pull.
Mashallah.
Because all the time,
but we're good friends,
Yeah.
So we cope a lot.
Right.
Alhamdulillah.
So the venue?
It's going to be at Sadauda Kirabajor Conference Hall.
Time
3 p.m. is going to start at that time, because maybe 1 hour can be used for welcoming the guest. Then program can be around 4:30. Yeah, upward, inshallah.
So your final words to the young people that are watching you, they might be inspired by all the things that you have said today.
Okay.
Saffiyah is just amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say that I'm trying because no human being is perfect.
Yes.
I'm really imperfect, and I say things here that I don't supposed to say. Then if it's bad, it's with the affiliation of Satan. If it's good, know that this is guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that being the case, I'm saying to the young people out there that watch out as a youth. Listen to good advices. Try to mingle with people that are fruitful. My friends are not like my age mates. They are well-experienced people, far ahead of me in terms of life and everything. So I learn a lot through that process. So my mom used to say, if you want to be unique, so that's the first thing I'm going to say to them. Open that quality of listening. Don't be deaf and dumb. That is, people will talk, it come here, it goes out. So listen carefully, know the people you're moving with. I mean, choose friends that you know that they are beneficial into your life. And then again, focus, work hard. It will pay off. You can start something. People can say, okay, as I started at that time, it was poetry don't work in the Gambia. People don't read. I said, yeah, but we can change that. It doesn't mean that people don't read. Then we have to depend on that. And even the people that have the talent, they have nowhere to showcase it. So we need to create that platform for the young people, to push them. Because this is the only way we can change the minds of our youths in terms of to build that quality leadership that we need for the future society. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
It's really amazing sharing a platform with Saffiyah. She is a phenomenal young lady, and then yeah. It's the Youth Bantaba show in our studios, and then today my guest on the Youth Bantaba show is none other than the amazing Saffiyah Joof. She's a writer and a poet as well, and she'll be launching her book Under the Spell of Poetry, which is on the 5th of next month, and it's going to be at Saroda Kairabajara Conference Center. And then she's going to transform the poetry industry to another level, because it's going to be a sensational and inspiring evening that day at the conference center.
Yes.
So we are urging everyone to come out and support this young amazing talent. There is a lot that is in store that she needs to give out to you people. So yes, buy her book.
Specifically for the book,
Yeah.
it has a lot of benefits. So you can buy it for your kids, and you can give them like great impact at the end of the day.
Amazing. So buy her book, and culturally, traditionally, it's representing Gambia. So this is what we need as a society. We don't need to go out there and then bring what it's already being written, and then you just come and just master it. But then if you are to read something that is more of your own
creativity,
creativity, that's where it comes in. So that's it from us in our studios. Until we come in your way next week with another young person, it's a bye from us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Meet this week's guest on the Youth Bantaba show. Saffiyah Joof is a poet and a writer. She is currently at American International University studying computer science. Miss Joof started writing at an early age and known for her determination and dedication.
Dundal Pateko, neka hale bundau mujelko dikotete munanko ayo nene. Bariyalone lumbasila, what goes around comes back around. The spirit embodied in his soul, pedaling with him in a yellow mimanketonyati. Dimawa lo amot. Teneka sumagor orma. dóor ko ba pare di naan ko dama la óolu wadulooma ruslooma. To every woman who is content with her Lord Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him.
Saffiyah was among the team that represented Gambia in the 55th Olympic mathematics competition in 2014 South Africa. She is the first Gambian poet that delivered a poetry reading at President Barrow's inaugural day on 19th January 2022. Ms. Joof is the current president of Standstill Organization Gambia and the founder of Virtual Poetry Network and the host of Poetry TV show. This is Saffiyah Joof.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.